Okay, voila. So, welcome to Question Coffee. So thank you, Murakoze, Queen P, to be a part of our little coffee talk. And let me put the recording on, so like this we're going to record your voice, because I know you can be sometimes a bit shy. So don't be shy, it's just between us. So, Murao, Queen P.
Muraho neza Regine.
Okay, Murakoze for being in our coffee talk. You are our first guest in our new format of the coffee talk, where the guests have to answer 3 questions. The first one is about coffee people, where they introduce themselves. The second one is about economic sustainability, and the third one is about welfare sustainability. So, you know, that is a new format of our little coffee talk, and it's great to have the queen of Rwanda's barista, the woman who really single-handed boosts the whole coffee industry in Rwanda. And I'm not saying Kigali, I'm saying Rwanda. Voila. So the whole country, just herself. So Queen P, many people are going to say there's no need to introduce Queen P. Everybody knows the Queen P. However, we need to, we need to know a bit more about you. So Queen P, can you introduce yourself? Who are you?
Thank you so much, Regine. So it's my pleasure, to give me this opportunity, and thank you so much for BIHC.
BIHC.
Yes, BIHC, BIHC friend, BIHC school, BIHC students, BIHC everyone in Kenya. So greetings from Perpetue or Queen P. So I'm Perpetue Mukamusinga. I'm an authorized trainer in barista skills and brewing. So I'm also the first female barista in Rwanda. Yes. So I have 12 years of experience in the coffee industry. So I'm also certified in green coffee and sensory on professional level. So yesterday with Regine was my trainers. So I'm overseeing the training, barista training program for sustainable growers and Question Coffee social enterprise and grocery. So where I read all the training of baristas, academy under the Hagahazaza initiative, including wholesaler clients. So I'm also a national barista champion. So I received also the SCA Barista Camp Scholarship 2019. So that was me. So I'm very passionate in coffee. I'm interested being in coffee. I'm very passionate to train to have more professional baristas. I'm also my vision also is to inspiring more women to join coffee industry. Yeah, because that is the biggest issue and challenge I have met. So just to make sure all the women I was encouraging them to join the coffee industry, because even the women, even the young girls, we are able, working as a baristas, we are able to stand as a baristas. It's not only for the men or boys. We are able to do everything in coffee.
Yes! I clap to that. Thank you. That is things we need to hear. Thank you. Thank you very much, Queen P.
My pleasure.
Okay. So your introduction really brings us to our second question, which is about economic sustainability. So we have COVID, or we don't know where it is now, but it's really annoying. And you are the queen of the barista. Queen of the baristi, we should say, actually, because there's plural.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as the queen of the baristi of Rwanda, and not only of Rwanda, but you are an inspiration for many baristas all around the world. Yes, you are.
Yes,
Mostly for women baristas. Trust me. So the quality of living of Rwanda's barista has been highly affected by COVID. So what is your point of view about it? Do you have any idea how we can improve it? Or do you have yourself some solutions that you've been working on here at Question Coffee?
Well, so before to jump on during COVID-19, so let me first start before COVID.
Yes, like, when it was nice and beautiful.
Yeah, when it was nice and beautiful, and in terms of community and economic building. So like before in 2008, so when I was joined the coffee industry, so we had only one coffee shop in Rwanda with 7 baristas. So no one who was known like about coffee, no one who had like information about what is coffee shop. It was like miracle to see the coffee shop around Kigali, like all in Rwanda. So then after that, from that 2008, the coffee industry or the coffee business or the coffee economics was grow up from one coffee shop, from 70 baristas to like 100, over 100 coffee shops. So which means the coffee production was increasing. At that time, the coffee farmers their life was changed, because when you have like over 1,000 coffee shops, like over 500 baristas, trained baristas, so which means the local coffee consumption was increasing. And that time the life of farmers was changed, was improving. So which means sometimes the farmers, they grown coffee, but like to have the market, to have someone who can buy their coffees was like a big challenge. But for now, there is like big improvement, big positive impact for farmers, for baristas, for coffee community. So during COVID, it's like everywhere. It was affected, like economics, global economics. So even Rwanda also, even the coffee industry, even baristas. So which means if maybe most of the coffee shops, the hotels was closed the door because of lockdown. So that means even the baristas was affected, because some they are losing their jobs, and others who was operating their jobs, maybe still their job, they reduce their salary. If maybe they get the salary, maybe for example between like 150 to 200, so which means they paid them like maybe 20% of their salary. So that 20%, it can do anything on like their daily life. Maybe they are renting their house, they want to buy meal, they want to do like different home activities. So it was like a big challenges, because I have received like many calls from different baristas, so just asking me, what should we do, what can you do as PNP to support us, can you find a job for us, because most of my trainees, I was put them in contact with the bosses, so they have a job. Just I make sure some of them, not like 100%, but 75%, just I give them contact and I make sure they have a job, because most of the bosses, they call me, can you give us like recommendation for the best baristas from what trainees, so something like that. So it was like a big challenge. Till now we are facing it, but not like in lockdown. There is like small changes, but it's still a challenge. So even the coffee production, the farmers their coffee was maybe stay in the stock because no one buy it. Like for example, if maybe the coffee shop was consume maybe like maybe 20 to 30 kgs by bi-monthly. So in lockdown, they didn't like use any coffee. So maybe from 30 kgs like to 5 kgs for now. So at that time, the coffee was stay there, like getting stale, and the farmers, they are suffering there because no one who buy their coffee, no one who consume their coffee. Even the coffee industries like the hotels, the coffee shops, they're still struggling on that because the number of consumers was reduced. So the target of our coffee industry, like in partner with NAEB, Rwanda National Agriculture Board, and the other partners, was to increase like local coffee consumption, because most of Rwandan, they don't drink coffee, you know, because like the history, like the backstory, in 1904 when the German introduced the coffee in Rwanda. So they taught Rwandan just to grow coffee but not drink it because it's poison. Because their mission was just to grow coffee here, harvest it, and take it in their country. So till now, it's a challenge we are facing. But before COVID was somehow improved. But during COVID, everything goes like this down. So we are trying facing that. Yeah, even my friendly baristas. So we are still looking like the solution, the sustainable solution, but it's still in the process. It's still in challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That is really, really good, and really puts us really in a place of where we are, where we stand now. And this actually really go to our next question. Is welfare sustainability. How all these people are actually coping mentally with all this. You here at Origin, how do you cope personally? Because you have also a family, and it's not about helping others, but if you can't help yourself, how could you help others? So how you personally cope with this, and how you can help others to cope with all those trouble right now?
Till now, it's like still in the plan, but mentally, as me as a barista, so, and most of them, they pass like through my hand, so most of them, they're like my child. So because when you give someone skills, and at that time you teach him or her how to catch a fish. So at that time, so most of them, they contact me. I agree with them and I understand them because I'm like the biggest network for them. So number one, I try just to counsel them mentally, because it's like general problem. It's like general issues. So it's not like only here in Rwanda or only for baristas. It was affected each and everyone and each and every country. So for now, what we are doing is just to give them the training refresher, number one, because like we have many graduates from Question Coffee. So last year was like 204 something, like 47 graduates. So some of those one has a job outside the country, and others, they are here in the country, they have a job, and few numbers, they don't have a job. So those one lose a job, most of them, I'm in contact with them, just tell them, just chill. When I find like any opportunity, I will let you know. There is some now who has a job after this lockdown, and there is others who stay home. So when we offer them the training, barista training skills, so when they stay home in lockdown, so sometimes they lose the standards, they lose the experience, and sometimes they think a lot about their life because of they have like expenses they can't be covered. So for now, because we don't have money to give them, but we try to do the training refresher with them. So they came here because we have a machine, we have coffees. So we gave like 2 days, we put them in a group, and we give them 2 days just for training refresher to make sure when we gave them the recommendation, they will be able to compete on the market. They will be able to pass the interviews. Because most of the bosses, when baristas went to interviews, they gave them like a taste or a sense to make latte, cappuccino, and espresso, and to adjust the grinder. So those like the main topics we did in a training refresher, just to make sure when you recommend someone, you are very comfortable because you will pass the exam. Yeah.
Oh, good. So you keep them up. You keep them just happy and hopeful that things going to be better.
Yeah, we keep them like as family, keep them together. We have the WhatsApp group where we're sharing like the information, coffee information, like any opportunity, we share that just to make sure like every morning, how is everyone? So sometimes they say we are very fine or we need a job, so we have like these issues. So we do like everything possible just to keep them as family and to make sure they didn't lose hope. So, and be able just to inspire them to keep loving coffee, to keep loving, to make sure they understand the voice of farmers, because when they are here behind the espresso machine, so they are not the one who was there. There is that person who is Nerulo, who grown coffee. So always we try to tell them like being a barista, doing a barista job as career, not like a job. Because if you take it like a job, just you will find money and you will forget the farmers. And the farmers, they are like the main resource of that best coffee you serve. So it's like we still work on it, and in partner with NAEB, Kushman Coffee, Sustainable Growers. So there are many people who is want just to make sure baristas has like enough skills. Like yesterday, we spent like 3 days together in the sensory and green pro level. So those like how the government and tried to sponsor the Rwandan youth to upgrade their skills. So like that, NAEB, Make Up Rwanda, so many. So that is what we are trying to do, just to make sure if in terms of there is COVID, but when COVID was affected everything, how can we make sure the coffee standard, the quality of standard, the skills of baristas, the skills of roasters, the skills of all the value chain is keep consistency instead of it's going down. So we are still just working together just to make sure everything is stay on standard, stay consistent. So and to make sure no one who lose who do on the shortcut, just to make sure he move from the coffee industry just to find another job, because working in coffee is like amazing.
Yes, yeah. It is amazing. Coffee is amazing and we all love it. Thank you very much, Murakoze. This is Perpetue, yeah, and she's absolutely amazing. Thank you for that talk, and we hope to hear much more about you. So BIHC guys, if you go into Rwanda, anyway, she will come to Kenya.
I think we will come. I will come to Kenya in Nairobi Coffee Festival.
Yes.
We were planning. Yeah, it will be the second time in Nairobi, because the last time I came in Kenya Coffee Festival. So, and the next one. Yes, we're planning a large coffee festival at BIHC. So we'll tell you more about it in 2021. Yeah, 2021. Thanks so much.
But she will be here. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next time with a new guest. And thank you for being the first guest of our series. Thank you.
Thank you.